I've recently come across this thing that doesn't sit well with me. It's the idea that telling somebody a bad situation can be better, or encouraging them to make the best out of a bad situation might somehow be an insult to them. I think often when we don't know what something's like for somebody else, we feel underqualified to tell them that they should feel okay about that thing. Because if it's a bad thing that they don't like about themselves, they must be heartbroken about that thing. It must just eat away at them all the time. We don't want to tell them that it's alright and that it's positive and that there could be something good that could come out of it. Surely their response to that would be, how dare you? You don't know me. You don't know my life. You don't know what I have to go through. How can you tell me that it might be okay and that I might be able to get some good out of this thing I feel awful about? And I myself have been in that situation. I was talking to somebody the other day that had lots of physical problems that I've never experienced. This lady was going for tests at the hospital, faced with a whole host of things which seemed to make her life very, very difficult to live. Now, my initial reaction to this was that I really wanted to tell her to be positive, to not worry about the results of these tests until she had them, to not make up a future scenario before you'd even found out that that would be your fate. My heart was brimming with all of these positive, encouraging things that I wanted to share with her, and yet my brain was putting a hold on them. Ironically enough, it was for that very reason I thought, I don't know this woman's life. If I say, hey, just be positive, how patronizing might that be to her? I can only imagine what she must be going through, so how could I even dare to tell her that things might be alright? So I sort of said something vaguely positive, but in a very diluted and probably quite frankly unenthusiastic way. And then later on, I found myself thinking about it and realizing that I had forfeited encouraging this person and giving this person strength for fear that it might offend them. It made me realise that encouragement should never be offensive. If someone's genuinely trying to make you feel good, why would you be upset about that? Why would you be angry? I thought about it in my own life. I know that personally, when somebody talks about the benefits of having low vision, whether they're fully sighted, partially sighted, or completely blind, it makes me feel pretty good for the rest of the day. It definitely puts a smile on my face. Whereas, if somebody says, oh, how awful your life must be, it's not making me feel good about myself. It's not encouraging me about myself. It's making me feel pretty terrible about myself because it's something I don't feel 100% about. I question myself about a lot of the time. And most importantly, it's something I really need to be encouraged about. I guess what I'm saying is, never be shy to shine a light of hope, positivity, and happiness on a bad situation. If somebody has the attitude that you don't know what their life is like and it's terrible, that's not a great attitude for them to be having about themselves. If that's you, maybe you need to take a step back and realize that people are just trying to make you feel good. People are just trying to cheer you on. They want you to succeed and they're trying to help you. Don't shoot them down for that. There are certainly some people in the world that you can never win with. For the most part, people just want to hear positivity. People want to be encouraged about who they are, what they can do, all that they have achieved, and all of their hope for the future. If somebody else is going to turn your positive encouragement into a negative in their lives, that's up to them and there's not much you can do about it. But if you're going to somehow flip your positive encouragement around to make it play on somebody's insecurities, the reality is you're being a lot less understanding than you're hoping to be. If you say something positive, something encouraging, something happy, it might just make them think, yeah, my life isn't so bad after all. And even if it's something that they still struggle with every now and again, if you can make them feel better even just for 5 minutes or for one day, you're helping them so much more than adding to that negative burden that they're already carrying around with them. Think carefully about what you say before you say it and choose your words wisely. I think a lot of the time we make things so much more complicated than they need to be. We're all humans, we all feel the same way about certain things. We can all relate to each other in that way, and that's an amazing thing about us. Use your comments to encourage, to inspire, to maybe even shift how the person feels about their insecurities and make them something that they can be proud of. Anytime people do that for me, it makes me feel on top of the world. So get on out there and give someone a reason to smile.